Hey, it's Katie, and welcome back to my BookTube channel. Today, I will be playing a game, and I'm super excited. I will be doing Reread, Rewrite, Burn, which is like the bookish edition of Kiss, Marry, Kill, and I am so excited because for the longest time, ever since I started watching BookTube, this has been a challenge that has been going around, and I've always wanted to do it, and I finally feel like I've read enough books to make this challenging for myself. So I wrote down 30 books that I really enjoyed so that it would be really hard to decide which ones to reread, rewrite, and which ones I would have to burn because I feel like that's going to hurt me a lot. But I wrote them all on slips of paper, so we will be doing a bunch of rounds, and also I love this mug. It was in a recent Fairy Loot box, and I'm kind of obsessed with it, and I don't want to drink out of it because I don't want to ruin it, so now I have a use for it, which is exciting. But I will pull out 3 and we will get started. I'm kind of nervous because I love all of these books. Okay. First, we have 10 Blind Dates by Ashley Elston. Then we have An Enchantment of Ravens by Margaret Rogerson. And An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. I loved all of these. This is so hard. Oh, I don't want to burn any of them. I feel like 10 Blind Dates is one of my favorite, like, contemporary romances. But for some reason, I feel like I gravitate a lot more toward fantasies. So I don't know. I feel like with An Enchantment of Ravens and An Ember in the Ashes, I would want to reread them at some point. But with 10 Blind Dates, I loved it so much the first round, I don't know if I would need to reread it. And so I would probably burn 10 Blind Dates. But that hurts me because it is such a great book. And if you haven't read it already, you should. But I'm going to have to burn it. And then I think I'm going to rewrite An Enchantment of Ravens because, I mean, I loved the writing, don't get me wrong, but I was left with a lot of questions because it is a standalone, and honestly, that was probably the point, but like, I kind of want a couple more things wrapped up. I still had a good amount of questions at the end, so I would probably rewrite the ending and maybe make a few things a little more clear. So I'd probably rewrite that. And then I would reread An Ember in the Ashes because I have the second book and I haven't continued the series and I really need to, but it's been almost a year, so I need to reread it anyway. So that one was easy for me at least. Okay, round 2. We have Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. We have Her Royal Highness by Rachel Hawkins. And we have Meet Cute by Helena Hunting. Okay, I really enjoyed all of these books, so this is horrible. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, this is so hard. I can't think of anything I would rewrite in any of these. Like, at least with An Enchantment of Ravens, I had something I would want to change, but I loved all of these. Okay. I can't decide which one I want to reread either. Okay, as horrible as this sounds, I think we're going to burn Her Royal Highness by Rachel Hawkins. I really loved it. I actually listened to the audiobook, so I don't know why that kind of feels like a loophole because it wouldn't actually, well, I guess it could burn if you burned my phone, but it'd be really sad. Anyway, this is the one I have the least amount of feelings toward, so I'm going to have to burn it, but I really did enjoy it. This is hard because it's like the 2 opposite ends of the spectrum. We have like this really twisted, intense fantasy with Children of Blood and Bone, and then we have this like really adorable, emotional rom-com with Meet Cute, and I can't decide what I want to do. Okay, I think I'm going to, I don't know. Okay, this might be kind of a loophole, but I want to say I'm going to rewrite Children of Blood and Bone only because I didn't really want Zaylee with Enon, and we saw a lot of him in that book, which was important to the story, but I want more Rowan scenes, so I would probably write him in a little bit more in the first book. So I'm going to say that, which is kind of a cop-out, but then I would reread Meet Cute. I really didn't think this would be that hard. Okay, round 3. We have Well Met by Jen DeLuca. We have Even If the Sky Falls by Mia Garcia. And A Cuban Girl's Guide to Tea and Tomorrow by Laura Taylor Namey. Okay, at least we don't have fantasies mixed in here. These are all like contemporary romances, so that makes it a little bit easier to compare. This is horrible though, because these are literally all of my favorite contemporary romances, and I don't even know what I'm gonna do, because the one I read most recently was A Cuban Girl's Guide to Tea and Tomorrow, and I absolutely loved it. I feel like that could end up being one of my comfort reads, so I can't burn that. Well Met is probably my favorite out of all of these. So honestly, I'm probably going to say that I will reread Well Met, because there's something about the way Jen DeLuca writes her characters, and it just makes me want to dive in and be a part of their group. And so I'm going to reread Well Met. That one I'm locking in. But I don't want to burn Even If the Sky Falls or A Cuban Girl's Guide to Tea and Tomorrow, because I keep saying Even If the Sky Falls is one of my favorite books, so how could I burn it? But it's been so long since I've read it that I'm more emotionally attached to A Cuban Girl's Guide to Tea and Tomorrow. So that means I'd have to rewrite something. This is horrible. Okay. I don't know what I would change, but I guess I would rewrite A Cuban Girl's Guide to Tea and Tomorrow just so I wouldn't have to burn it, because I absolutely love it. I'm not too sure what I would rewrite though. I really need to get better at that category, but somehow that means I'm going to end up burning Even If the Sky Falls, which I never thought would happen, because it's one of my favorite contemporary romances, and I feel like a fraud since I chose to burn it, but it's fine. Round 4 is Lore by Alexandra Bracken, Legend Born by Tracy Dion, and Beach Read by Emily Henry. Okay, these are all very different from each other. I think what I'm learning is that, I think I already mentioned it earlier, I gravitate toward fantasies more than I gravitate toward romance. I can only read fantasies if there is a romance in there, but I prefer fantasies over contemporaries, because I feel like as much as I loved Beach Read, which I did, it's such a great book, I feel like I might have to burn it, which is horrible. I'm going to burn Beach Read. I'm going to rewrite Lore, because I feel like toward the end of the book, there was like not something missing, but I kind of probably would have changed the ending a little bit. So I would rewrite the ending, and then I want to reread Legend Born. It was actually, I think it was the first book I read in 2021, and I absolutely loved it, and I think there's a sequel, so I would probably plan on rereading it anyway before the sequel. Round 5, I think, we have The Shadows Between Us by Trisha Levenseller, These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong, and Instant Karma by Marissa Meyer. Okay. I feel like this one's an easier one for me, because I enjoyed These Violent Delights, but it wasn't my absolute favorite. I had such high hopes, and I was kind of disappointed with it. So for that reason, I feel like I would have to burn These Violent Delights. I feel horrible. I would definitely reread The Shadows Between Us. I read that last month, I think, and I fell in love. There's something about Trisha Levenseller's writing that's just so captivating, and I'm obsessed with it. And then Instant Karma, I think that means I would rewrite it. And there's not a specific thing I would rewrite, but I think there are a couple things I would kind of revamp and change just a tiny bit. So I would rewrite that. But that's also a really good contemporary romance if you are looking for one. Round 6, we have ACOTAR by Sarah J. Maas, From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout, and Tweet Cute by Emma Lord. How am I supposed to compare all of these? Okay. Well, I don't want to burn any of these because these are some of my favorite books. Tweet Cute is absolutely adorable. I just read From Blood and Ash and I fell in love. I understand what all the hype is about now. And I loved ACOTAR. I've only read the first 2 books in the series, and I definitely loved the second book more than the first book, but it's so good. Okay, this is probably a little controversial, but no, I don't know. I can't decide if I want to rewrite ACOTAR or burn ACOTAR, only because book 2 is tons better than book 1 for me, and I feel like I would be okay with just skipping book 1 and just rereading book 2 and on. But then also, like, I kind of want to rewrite book 1 so we get a little bit more of Reese, because it was kind of a big jump from Tamlin being the love interest to Reese. So, I don't know. But I love the other 2 books so much that I don't want to burn them either. So, you know what? We're going to burn ACOTAR, because I'm definitely not Team Tamlin, and I'm just going to get rid of that. And then I would probably reread From Blood and Ash, because I don't really see myself rereading Tweet Cute as much as I do love it. So that means I would rewrite Tweet Cute. I'm not sure what I would rewrite, but that's the only option left, and I really loved it, so I can't burn it. So we're going to rewrite something. We are getting down to the last couple books. We have Daughter of the Pirate King by Trisha Levenseller. We have Heartless by Marissa Meyer. Oh no. And Simmer Down by Sarah Smith. Some of my absolute favorites. Oh my goodness. Okay. I can't burn any of these. This is horrible. I feel like I've said that every time, but I didn't realize how hard this would be. I'm going to have to reread Heartless because this book absolutely broke me. And as much as I wish I could rewrite it to stop myself from the pain, I definitely wouldn't, because it's worth the roller coaster of emotions that we are taken on for sure. So I would reread Heartless. I loved Simmer Down. It's so cute. It's this like enemies to lovers food truck romance, and there's like just enough steam and spice and emotion and everything I ever want in like a romance. But I also love Daughter of the Pirate King so much. And again, it's a Trisha Levenseller book, and I kind of have to make that one win. I would probably rewrite Daughter of the Pirate King. I'm not quite sure what I would rewrite, because I think Trisha Levenseller's writing is absolutely amazing, but I can't burn that. I just can't. It's too good. So I guess I'm going to have to burn Simmer Down, which is kind of funny. That's kind of like a pun, but it's fine. Okay, next round. I feel like this is round 9, but I lost count at this point. We have Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. We have Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. And Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. Oh no. Sadly, I think I'm going to burn Raven Boys, only because I didn't enjoy book 1 as much as I enjoyed the other books, and it honestly kind of was confusing to me. So I would definitely still read the other books in the series, but I'm going to have to burn this one, because compared to my other 2 options, that was probably my least favorite. And it's been so long since I've read Red Queen. It's been almost a year, so I don't remember if there's anything I would want to rewrite. But how could you rewrite Six of Crows? I feel like it's a masterpiece. I feel like it's so great. The characters are amazing. The relationships are amazing. I don't think I could have written any part of it better myself. So, because part of me wants to say I would rewrite Six of Crows so I could add more Kaz and Inej scenes together. But I feel like part of their charm and part of the reason we love the relationship so much is because it doesn't need to be super romantic or, you know, physical, and I can't rewrite it. I'm gonna reread Six of Crows, and I will rewrite Red Queen. I don't remember anything specific. I actually remember really loving that book. I know I've heard mixed opinions on the rest of the series, but I did really enjoy that. So I don't know what I would rewrite, but it has to be something, because that's all that's left. Okay, so the next round, we have Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco. we have The Cruel Prince by Holly Black and Crave by Tracy Wolff. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to reread Kingdom of the Wicked because it's one of my favorite books of all time. I'm obsessed with Carrie Maniscalco's writing. The concept's amazing. I could go on about it forever. Definitely rereading that. I really enjoyed Crave. Like, I really did. And I'm actually reading the third book in the series right now. So I'd probably say rewrite Crave. I can't think of anything specific I would rewrite because there's a lot of scenes that are cliche, but it seems like intentionally cliche. So I don't know if maybe I would fix some of those scenes, but I really, really did like it. I did get some secondhand embarrassment, though, every once in a while. So maybe I would change those because I don't really like getting secondhand embarrassment. And that means I would have to burn The Cruel Prince, which I feel like is very controversial. But I really didn't like it as much as everybody else did. I do plan on rereading it, though, and giving it another chance. So don't hate me. I'm working on it. We are down to the last round. Okay. So we have Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern, Caraval by Stephanie Garber, and A Taste for Love by Jennifer Yen. I'm going to have to reread Caraval because it's one of my favorite books of all time, if not my favorite, and I actually plan on reading that book next, so I was already going to reread it, so that's a sign. I don't know if I would rewrite anything. See, this is hard because I enjoyed A Taste for Love way more than I enjoyed Night Circus. Night Circus is very descriptive and it's like historical and there's tons of different points of views that I got very confused. It's like all the parts of books that I don't typically like or I would typically skip combined into one book. So it's more of a personal preference than saying anything bad about the book. It's a great book. It's just not for me. So if it goes by my interest, I would burn Night Circus and rewrite A Taste for Love. But I don't know if there's anything I would rewrite. But I loved A Taste for Love. I can't burn that. Okay. We're going to burn Night Circus. And we are going to rewrite A Taste for Love. Because I think there's like some kind of miscommunication in there. And it really irritates me when there's like a miscommunication in books. I'm not saying anything bad about the writing. Just like character-wise, I'm like, get your crap together. So I'd maybe rewrite that. But I feel like I went through a lot of controversial opinions in this, and I didn't realize how hard this would be and how long it would take me to make decisions. It's like choosing between children. I mean, that's still coming from somebody that doesn't have any kids, so I'm sure it's not really what that felt like, but these are some of my favorite books of all time, so to pick between them was really, really hard. But I hope you enjoyed watching me struggle. If you liked this video, please go ahead and click the subscribe button. I would really, really appreciate it. And if you do subscribe, click the notification bell so you know when I upload next. Thank you guys so much for watching. I can't wait to see you in my next video.